Hey guys, Ryan here, and today I'm going to bring you a replay in the M48A2 120mm. We're going to be on Fisherman's Bay, and it's going to be a standard battle. Now the M48A2 120mm is the tier 10 war tank we got from the previous season. Platooned with Buckers in this one again, and he's in the M48A5, it's the Tech Tree American tier 10 medium tank. It's going to be important for a comparison I'm going to be doing about this vehicle in particular. Now, a lot of people said that this M48A2 120mm is a bad tank, and the thing to understand is, it's not a bad tank. The point those other people are making is there's other options. Like, you know, people say they'd rather play an M48A5, the Tech Tree one, or they'd rather play an M60, or even the T95E6, especially since it got buffed. But the thing is, you can't just play the game based off what tank's better than other tanks, otherwise you'd never play anything other than Super Conquerors, Machines, Valor Chieftains, the CS63 thing that's now in the game. So, like, you know, you gotta just have a bit of fun and understand that just because the tank isn't as good as other tanks doesn't mean it's bad. And that's right where I find this tank to be. It's actually quite a nice vehicle, I find, the M48A2. Obviously you have a 120mm gun, so you have 400 alpha instead of 390. Now, that is nice, more alpha is always nice, but you do get you do have to pay for that by getting AP as standard instead of APCR, which is a bit sad. So in fact, what I'm actually going to compare this to is not the M60 or the M48A5, I'm going to compare this tank to the T95E6, which also has 400 alpha and AP shells as standard. So this thing has, on paper, thicker armor than the T95E6, but the T95E6 is angled on the front, so like the T95E6 has technically better frontal armor. Although this one can side scrape better, if you're into that. Although you shouldn't ever side scrape in this, just if you need to, this can do it. This also has less DPM than T95E6. It fires a lot slower. It's got the same view range, same gun depression, same penetration on the shells. However, it does have better gun handling than T95E6. But the issue is, when Update 6.0 came across, like, to the game, a lot of guns got more accurate. So, whereas before Update 6.0, the T95E6 gun handling was quite annoying, and then you could have an argument to be made for this tank or the other one, depending if you want gun handling or not, or DPM. But with Update 6.0, the T95E6 doesn't feel that inaccurate anymore, so you might as well, you know, have the vehicle that has a better DPM, better frontal armor, is faster, because the T95E6 is also slightly faster than this vehicle. And it is just overall better, especially with the buff now that it got fairly recently. But I'm getting off topic here. The whole point is, this tank has 400 alpha, decent damage per minute, decent gun handling, decent enough mobility because it's a medium tank, really nice view range at 410 base for spotting, and really nice penetration. So, like, the whole point is, yes, there are better tanks out there than it, but this is still a very capable tank. You can do everything in it. You can spot, you can side scrape, you can do damage, and overall I found it not to be that painful to play. Now in this game I spent a little bit of time sniping on the one line while I was just talking shit there, and that's because I was going to push down the one line, but a light tank beat me to it and came down here, so I thought while he's up here spotting I might as well snipe. Once he died, I then continued to push down here. That's the issue on this map. If you want to snipe on the one line, fair enough, but then, like, you have to know when to push. So, I've snuck over here. I've now got side shots into a bunch of the enemies across the field. However, I am getting spotted, and there are 2 artillery, which is very important to my plan here for whether or not I get shit on or not. Also, I want to shoot across the field again, but I'm worried about that tank to my left. Trying to snapshot, so I expose myself for as little time as possible. The weak point on this thing's turret is obviously very large, but at distance, you know, moving backwards and forwards, you can make people miss. Like, you know, it's not the end of the world. Again, you see me just snapping shots as quick as possible. I've not done too much this game, only at 2200 damage and 1000 assistance. Do get a blind shot there. And now it's time to try and deal with these guys up here who are spotting. Go through the turret of the King Tiger. Something else I forgot to mention as well, this tank does not carry a lot of ammo. I believe it carries the exact same amount of ammo as the T95E6. Now, of course, this thing doesn't fire as fast as that tank, so you don't run out as quickly, and obviously this tank does have better gun handling, so you don't miss as many or bounce as many. As Bucker just got taken out by artillery, the thing that I was worried about earlier. So, the reason I bring up the ammo is you're going to see I do carry high explosives on this tank, or high explosive shells, and I only carry 2 because of the limited ammo. But I am going to put those high explosive shells to good use, and you're going to see later why I have HE on this tank. Right, continuing my little push in this corner, time to clear it. And there is a paladin. Straight through the upper plate because he's angled down at me. I'm pushing forward, trying to get more shots in, and then I'm going to have a bit of a brown alert moment here, because as I'm pushing, the artillery gets spotted. So evasive manoeuvres to the right. And thankfully the artillery misses me, but that was very close, and a lot, to be fair, closer than I wanted it to be. So yeah, had a bit of a panic moment when I saw that. And I'm waiting behind the building, auto-lock the paladin and duck back in the cover. I'm awfully worried about the T-30 that I thought was still alive at this point, but isn't. However, there's a Progetto over there. He's now gone. Now it's 2 artillery, a waffle, and I think a T-54E1. Unless I'm mistaken. Now you're going to see me load the high explosive, because there's a waffle 100 on artillery. The artillery gets picked up, and now, any moment now, the waffle's going to get spotted, I believe. And this is pretty much why I carry high explosive at tier 8 and above. Scorpion Gs, Rheinmetall Borsigs, Waffly 100s, Gorilla 15s, Ship Barns. A lot of tanks at high tiers that you can pen with HE. It's just, you are taking a risk with this tank because of the limited ammo, just bear that in mind. I do actually get both shots to pen the Waffly 100, which felt very good. And now you see me doing evasive manoeuvres because I was spotted and I'm scared of that artillery. Because it's the German artillery, so it's a very big gun. Racing forwards in the hopes that I can at least pick up a bit more assistance if I spot these guys. Already gets spotted, he's behind a hill, so I'm going to do evasive manoeuvres again. Because although I can't shoot him because he's behind a hill, he can't shoot me. So you got to always be on the move. It's not going to save you all the time, but it's just worth doing. Now, I was going to shoot the Waffly 100, but he's backing down behind a building, and this T-54E1's my primary threat. Put a shot into the front of his turret, and now I'm going to try and angle as best I can. Your armor isn't the thickest frontally, but you have to remember, you are American. You have that rather weird, rounded shape to you, like the M48A2 has, like the E5 has. It just means you can sometimes bounce. That's why you see me just kind of wiggling left and right. You might hit an auto-ricochet angle and get lucky. Going for the waffle now with my last AP shell. He's got a decent bit of hit points, but right before I hit him, already puts him down to a one-shot by hitting him for 660, which probably saved my life, because he got one shot on me, and he's definitely going to, with his interclip, kill me before I kill him. And this game finishes. I get MVP with 5 kills and just under 6k damage. This was actually my first ever ace tanker in this vehicle. As I said, it's not a bad tank. It's just not the best there is, but you can definitely get some good results in it. So 6,000 damage, 2,000 assistance, high cal, and ace tanker. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.